Hi, Paul Stewart back with another video on Google Classroom tips for getting ready for distance teaching. Um, so we've learned how to set up a classroom and invite students to your classroom. At this point, we want to talk about how you can make announcements to your classroom, how you can communicate to your students. So the easiest way to make an announcement is just to go here where it says share something with your class, just to highlight that right in this area. So all you got to do is come on over here, click in it, and you'll have an opportunity to just make an announcement to your kids. So it could be something as simple as hope you had a nice weekend. Uh, it could be a reminder about when a homework assignment is done or due, or in this case, just a classwork assignment has to be handed in. You could put a cartoon to keep things light. But it's just a place where you can post something. Now, if there's something that you need them to read, um, you can link this to a document that might explain more about what we're planning on doing in your classroom for this distance experience. Maybe a letter for the parents. Those might be good things to include here. All right. I tend to think that this is not a great place to assign work that you're going to want to have handed back, although it could be. You'll have to play with it and see see what you like. But I use it mostly just for announcements that I'm going to give to my kids. All right, so that's option number one. Let's say that this is what I wanted to say. Hope you had a nice weekend. I can post that, and it will appear here in my stream, which is a stream just like what you might have on Twitter or Facebook or something like that, and it's by time. So 8 o'clock. If I make another announcement, it'll shift the one that I just made down in the stream a bit, which you have to be careful about listing too many announcements at once, because then the student would have to like really scroll down to catch them all. And they tend to get buried deep down in the stream, and it makes them hard to find. So I'd be careful with how much you post there, or how often, if you really want them to all see it. Okay, the next bit is how do you assign work here in the Google Classroom, something that we all need to do. So what I did is your normal kind of home page is your stream up here. So go over and hit classwork, and you're going to have an opportunity to create, and this will create an assignment. All right, so I'm going to say there's a bunch of stuff that I could put here. It has categories: assignment, quiz, question, material. I'm just going to choose regular assignment, and you'll get this screen. So you'll give the assignment a title. So I'm going to pretend here for a minute that I'm acting as an elementary school teacher, and it might be to I don't know, label the map of the USA attached. Okay. And then you'd give some more detailed instructions of exactly what you want them to do. Now, I'm assuming that maybe you have a worksheet of a map of the US that you'd want to add. So if you have it in your Google Drive, you can add it directly from there. So if you work in Google Docs and it's a Google Doc, it'll be in your Google Drive automatically, and you can just find it by searching in your Google Drive. I'll show that. So there's my Google Drive, and I could search for it here. Or I could add a link to a website that you'd want them to be working off of. I can add a file if you've got a worksheet that's downloaded on your machine. You can upload it from this file, and of course, if the assignment involves watching a video, you can directly get that from YouTube. In any case, I am just gonna put label it. Terrible instructions, but I'm just doing that for the purpose. In any case, before I hit create, I'm just going to come on over here, and you can, at this time, decide how many points you'd like this to be, or communicate that to your students. You can pick any number that you want. You would want to decide on a due date, and it's really easy and nice to do using this calendar. It's a good idea to list it as a topic. I've created a topic for this classroom of videos. You could create this topic, that this is a geography lesson or a social studies, or however you want to do it. You're going to have to play with it and figure all of that stuff out. I haven't looked at this originality reports for grading. That'll have to come on a further video. I do want to show one thing here. So before I sign off on this video, and my goal is to try to keep these pretty short. If you want them to work on a worksheet from, let's say, Google Drive. So I've clicked on my Google Drive, and I want them all to do a classwork assignment. Let's say it's my organic chemistry class, classwork 3. So this is a Google Doc. And so if I just want them to look at it, read it, and then maybe comment back in the classroom, you can do that. But more often than not, I think you're going to want students to be writing stuff down and finding a way to give that back to you. And a great way to do that is don't make it just so that the students can view it. So come on over here to this area. I'll highlight it here with my marker. Whoa, that's okay. Anyway, so that's been highlighted, and if you want to call it that. So you want to click on here that not only can they view it, you want to make a copy for each student. That means that every kid is going to get their own private copy of this classwork. So if they type on it, it only types on that particular document. And then that can be submitted to you. You can check in on it anytime you want. So I like that feature, make a copy for each student. Anyway, once you've decided on all of this stuff, then you simply assign it. All right. Now, let's go ahead and do that. Whoops. All right, assign. And we just have to wait a minute for the internet to sort itself out. There it goes. All right, sweet. So in the classwork section, you can see this assignment is here. It gives the due tomorrow. So if I'm a student and I'm looking at this, I would notice that, an assignment has been posted. It appears in the stream right here. Label the mass of the USA attached. They can click on that, and that would take them to the assignment. These things can always be found in the classwork folder, and for the students to access. So it's important to keep this area organized so that you and them would be able to find your stuff. All right, signing off on this video. Adios.